Hey guys, it's Cam, and today I'm going to be showing you how to tame your hamster. So, let's go. First things first, when getting your hamster, before you start the taming process, leave 2 to 3 to maybe even 4 days in between so your hamster feels comfortable with their surroundings. This will make them less likely to bite. Now on to the first step. For this, you're going to want to slowly lower your hand into your hamster's cage with a treat on the end of your fingertips. Your hamster might not take it right away, but keep doing it, and whatever you do, don't chase after your hamster with your hand. Make sure they are totally comfortable with this step before moving on. Don't do a ton at a time because then they won't like your treats anymore. Okay, now the next step is to slowly lower your hand into your hamster's cage with a treat on the palm of your hand. Now, if you're lucky, your hamster will step on it with one foot, but they might not, so don't worry. And if you're worried about this process and your hamster biting you, just wear gloves, but make sure that you don't always wear them so that your hamster gets used to the smell of your hand. Also, you can rub your gloves all over you, and then your hamster will recognize your smell. Make sure you wash your hands every time you pick your hamster up or you give them a treat or pet them. Yeah, because they could be pretty dirty. Now, when picking your hamster up, you do not want to do claw, which is when you grab underneath them like an eagle would or an enemy predator. You want to slowly hop underneath them, making sure not to grab one of their paws, and then be careful because your hamster might jump off of your arms. They could, so make sure you're in a safe place. You could even take them to a bathtub with some towels. Now, as you see here, I have pretty long hair, and sometimes it bothers Hamlina, I notice, when I'm taking care of her or petting her and stuff, and some of my hair gets in her eyes. And so that's not good. Make sure you're always doing a hair binder so you don't risk hurting your hamster. Now a few tips or helpful notes for your hamster and you. So when you're doing all the steps in the process, repeat them. And make sure your hamster is comfortable with each step before moving on, because you do not want to rush it because it won't have the same effect on your hamster. Be patient. You want to have the best lifetime with your hamster. Also, when picking up, do not force it. Hamsters are very fragile souls. Even though they can fall a lot and not really get that hurt, they can be very skitterish when they're nervous. And so be careful and always let them know they're safe by putting one hand underneath them and one hand kind of over them while still underneath them too. Overall, I think the most important thing not to do is to chase after your hamster with your hands. This will make them very scared of you, and that is the opposite of what you want. You want them to want to get on your hand. Another important thing to remember is when having somebody over or introducing somebody to your hamster, you want to make sure that they know some of the same things that you do, like do not come from your hamster from behind, how to pick them up, and that you have to be kind of careful and that they might bite if scared, and to know what signs to look for.